During your first years in Paris as a professional artist, did you find it extremely difficult?
It is very hard, the life of an artist. For every artist who are in Paris will tell you the same as what I'm telling you now.
Did you never have to depend on your parents for financial help?
A very little one, which I asked at the beginning.
Okay. At the Rue de Seine?
At the Rue de Seine alone, there are about 24 exhibitions, vernissages in one evening. And very different kinds, different types of paintings. Usually during the vernissage, the critics and the writers doesn't come, but it is the main crowd who comes during the vernissage. And so after the vernissage, then the critics come. But then the exhibitions are always held in 1 month. So an artist is as if you are imprisoned in 1 month, because you can never know what will be the result of your exhibition through critics and through buyers. We need buyers because we need to live. But how could we sell if we don't have a very good review?
Kung hindi mabili.
One should not regret for not having had exhibition. It's enough to have an exhibition. The thing is first to have an exhibition, even if you don't sell. But if you have a good review, then you continue in exhibiting.
Of course, you have an art dealer in Paris.
Well, of course, I was lucky to have an exhibition after 3 years of my stay in Paris, and I kept on exhibiting.
Are you in contract with any particular gallery here?
Yes, I have a contract now, not as a monthly contract, but exhibition contracts.
What do you mean by exhibition contract?
Exhibition contract is that I am only paid during the sale of the exhibition. I would not accept a 3 years contract by which the gallery would pay you monthly. Therefore, you don't own your paintings.
So, ever since the first year you lived in Paris, you have always survived through your painting?
Yes, fortunately, I was surviving in the sale of my paintings.
During your first years in Paris as a professional artist, did you find it extremely difficult?
It is very hard, the life of an artist. For every artist who are in Paris will tell you the same as what I'm telling you now.
Did you never have to depend on your parents for financial help?
A very little one, which I asked at the beginning.
Would you say that a painter would be able to live financially on his paintings?
In Paris, if you have a gallery, and the gallery really is interested in you, they would take care of you.
Well, how does one get discovered by a gallery?
In my case, particularly, that I was asked by he was a sculptor who was exhibiting with the first gallery where I exhibited. And he saw my painting and he said, and asked me, would you like to exhibit? But certainly, I would like to exhibit, I said. He decided that I should see the director and bring with me 3 paintings that I liked. And did it made right at the time. So I brought the 3 paintings to the director, and he said, "Très bon. When do you want to give the exhibition?"
What sort of paintings did you show to the dealer? These protoplasmic, cosmic things?
I started as an abstract painter here in the lyrical cubist paintings.
How would you describe this lyrical cubism?
Because I was doing squares, but not the Bassarelli style of squares. It is the square that have Baroque movements. For example, I do some squares in yellow, and it will be in different tones of yellow, and then the squares will not be in a rigid square, but it will be floating on the canvas.
How did you get into this very cellular style of painting?
Because my aim there was to make textures, to differentiate the feeling of touch. See, in painting, it's not alone looking at it as a painting in color, but also the feeling of the touching it.
When you prepare a canvas, do you have a preconceived design?
Yes. In painting, I must have definite thing in my mind.
What year was this when you started doing these shaped canvases?
1970.
You're not familiar with New York American style of painting, no? Not as
Because-
much as European.
Of course, because there are many American painters here, and most of the very good American painters are in Paris.
About colors, no? I noticed that most of these paintings are practically in blues.
Yes, if you will talk about blue, the blues that I exhibited in 1968 are deeper in color.
Mhm.
My blue now is becoming pure.
How do you mean?
Pure in the sense that it is not as mysterious blue as I was doing before. It is more on the immaculate blue, the feeling of purity.
Is there a particular reason for your choice of blue?
I did not choose it. I felt it.
Have you used bright, shouting colors before?
Oh yes. These very bright colors back home.
Let's go into the technique. Do you change design in the middle of the painting?
Certainly we change when you feel that it doesn't have any harmony at all.
Do you do it intuitively, or you have to follow certain principles by which you know it's not harmonious enough?
We see it and then we feel it. Like music, you feel that the tone is not good.
When do you know if a painting is there, is finished?
It's finished when you feel that it's perfect, but we have nothing more to do. It's all right. So you sign it.
Have you ever reward a painting?
Very seldom, because I think to really achieve or to really be successful in a piece of work, one must be very sure of oneself.
Have you ever destroyed any of your works?
I really did not destroy any of my work, but I feel like destroying some work. But then I have to put them aside and then go back to perhaps I can do something about it.
I'd like to ask about your working habits. Do you work in the mornings, afternoon? Do you work every day? What?
I work every day, that is definitely. About 3 or 4 years ago, my working habits were changing. Before, I have wanted to work very early and read first the book. That was a long habit of mine. I felt that I need to read beautiful poetry in the morning while I'm taking my coffee. And then all of a sudden now I came to music.
How do you mean? Every morning you have to listen to music.
While I'm working this time, I want to have music.
You don't find it distracting?
In contrary, I find it very stimulating now. It helps harmony of mind.
Or what connection does it have with your painting?
I think all arts are the same except they use different mediums. Each type of art helps another to make the other more excellent. While you are listening to Bach, then you could feel the discipline and his spirituality in the world. And because of this spirituality and this discipline which is not mechanical at all, a natural discipline, therefore you feel the beauty of the work, and you feel that beauty must also be in the painting. You must have the discipline and the great spirituality of Kandinsky has always been telling, meaning the necessity of expressing yourself, your inner self, through your work.
I'm curious about this style of yours, of this sort of cellular style, these dots of colors which fill up the whole canvas. I'd like you to elucidate on it, on how it came about and the mood you're trying to create.
It always starts with drawing. Before I was going with more intuitive lines, going everywhere I want the lines to go in a very lyrical manner. But now I have become more organized and more orderly. Instead of making lines, and I'm making circles in the drawing. I found that I'm more disciplined in this regard, because as the time go on, we find that life is more on the mechanical side.
Your painting, are you trying to create a mysterious atmosphere about it? Or you want to evoke some kind of designs which can be found in biological cells or the mystery of space, for example? Mm-hmm. Or is it a purely visual design?
I would, as Kandinsky said, the necessity anterior, the interior necessity of expressing oneself to whatever feeling the artist has. And the way I felt it is that I should do it in circles.
you have a interpretation here about which comes first, something about the form or the art?
Well, this is a very famous saying of Kandinsky. Every artist should learn and should digest, because I would like to emphasize on the discussion, especially in the great changes that are happening now, which is happening now. Tomorrow, another thing will happen, especially among the very young artists who seems to want only to be an avant-garde. Therefore, I would say that, as Kandinsky said, that art does not come from form. When he started with the question of art, when will the question of form replace the question of art? When will one really understand that art does not come from form? If you understand it, meaning some painters who want to be avant-garde will only invent a form in order to be avant-garde. This is what you want to emphasize. When will one really understand that art does not come from form, but form from art? Therefore, it must come within the artist. How many thousands of years will it take for man to realize that art, that its content demands its own form?